Okay. Little skull, full of little brainsies, waking up to say,
Hello!
hello, bonjour! Now here is Rove and here is West to teach us. Now teach us Rove in musicality and teach it all in song. You can never go wrong. Now you've had enough time to vamp, it's West.
I have so much to tell you while I work within the boundaries of this game we've designed. That would actually be really fun.
That was very good. That was very good. I didn't know how long we were going to keep it up. Now that we've turned everybody off. Hey, everybody. How's it going? Welcome to Ruined Board.
Welcome to Ruined Board. I thought I was going to be filming in a closet.
Mm-hmm.
That was what I expected.
Yep.
Because I've been told that's where Chris films, was in his little closet over there. But he rolled out the big table for me. I feel very bougie.
I rolled out the black carpet to match our souls. And I'm very excited. We've got Rove here. West, you've been working with Addax Games for a while. For those of you, I guess this is your first time on Ruined Board channel.
It is.
Maybe people have not seen you, but West and I
super excited.
have filmed a bunch of videos before.
Yeah.
You may have seen our a favorite one that people have commented on are when we did commentary over Shira's head as she played Zombicide.
Yes.
And that was pretty fun. But here we're going to play together.
Right.
We're not, I'm sorry to burst that bubble for you.
Maybe next time.
Welcome to the channel, West. You've been working with Addax Games, and Addax Games, they are known for the Crimson Scales, right? That Gloomhaven, huge fan-made expansion that has like so much content. I've seen people going home with the boxes. Yes. And it's bigger than Gloomhaven.
Yeah, there was the original Crimson Scales, and then there was an expansion for the expansion, along with a minis expansion. So that was all done, and it's beautiful. It delivered both of those. Everything went extremely well with them.
Yeah.
Very excited then to kind of delve into our own meta in our own interesting world, building out a new interesting campaign game that does lots of unique fun things.
Yeah. I played this at PAX Unplugged, so that was about 4 months ago.
Right.
Things have changed since, and we're going to go through a little bit of a scenario. We're going to teach the basics, and you can get a feel of the game, how it feels. I feel like this is, for fans of Gloomhaven, you should be interested in this game. Like, that's something that I will say. I don't know if you can say it or not. I'm going to say a lot of things that West probably can't say, and my goal will be to say, make West have to leave because I'm spouting so many falsehoods. And I'm like, oh yeah, West told me to do it. It's completely fine. I'm going to work hard to really make you regret your decision coming here.
To make my face match my shirt? Is that what you're doing?
Yeah,
I like
exactly.
it. That's good.
But I got some hints of Gloomhaven. You can see that clearly with the Crimson Scales, they found a design vocabulary, and now here they've applied it in a completely new system. Right, so you can like the sensation of having card manipulation, hand management, right? Having it be on a hexagonal board, you know, those little tweaks. But for me, it feels like a completely unique experience, but that fans of Gloomhaven would enjoy. So if you like campaign games, and I know a few of you do, that's why I wanted to make sure to do some of this coverage. So Wes, why don't you set the scene for us?
Sure.
In terms of, we have our what's the world of Rove?
Yeah,
because I don't even know this. What am I going to be doing in this 60+ hour campaign?
Excellent. It's a very good question, Chris, and that one I can actually answer. The key for us here is that we are on this world called Chorus, and the main thing about Rove is that all of this is a cooperative experience, fully cooperative, where my actions will benefit you and your actions can benefit me. We're able to heal each other. We're able to move characters around on the map together. No one's going to steal anything from one another. We're all sharing everything.
I'm out.
Hence the name Chorus. Now, the particular area that we are in on this big world named Chorus is called Lagos. And Lagos has a situation where instead of creating armies that go out and fix all the bad things that have happened in the world, they have rovers. And rovers are basically adventurers that band together, and they go and solve issues and problems.
That's us.
Yes, we're banded together. You didn't know under the table I've already tied our shoelaces together?
Well, that's why you did that.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That was a thing. But during the gameplay, we're going to be sent on quests by either local villages or by elders or just things we happen to come across. All of that is through this basic quest book here. And the other important thing...
Can I show it off?
Of course, yeah.
Can I spoil everything?
For the record, there are the first 2 missions are in here. The rest of the book is blank because we don't want anything to accidentally be spoiled for that exact reason.
Dang it.
Someone go, oh, what's the last mission?
This is awful. I'm so mad, but I am going to only put in empty pages. Then.
Empty pages when we're flipping across?
Yeah,
Good. Glad we're doing that.
Yeah.
The major point of our campaign is that it is not a typical campaign where you start at the base of the tree and you work your way up. Then you find a branch and then you just keep going that direction and things keep changing there. Ours is more of like an hourglass. You're going to come to a point where you make a decision. You either go this way or you go this way. Both decisions are valid. Both decisions are good. The problem is whichever choice you don't make gets worse, and eventually it will come back to see you again, and now you're going to have to fight it in a completely different version, which leads to a lot of replayability, because you'll have the chance to go, oh, well, I did this one the last time I played this. I'm going to do this one first this time, and you're going to see a completely different version of the campaign.
So you see, like, if we don't fight this one baddie, we will fight them in their, like, hulked out, evolved form.
Yes.
As we move forward. Or we could fight the little one and then fight the other one in the hulked out evolved form, like as the so that's cool. That's I mean, I see these are standees. They should be standees. There's so many different monsters.
There's over 50 different monsters in this version. Yes.
Yeah. But then you get to at least see all the monsters too in some iteration as you like kind of pass through the campaign. I like that a lot.
And the battles that you do in phase 1, so if you choose to do this particular one, if you whatever we wouldn't do in phase 1 of the other version, it's not like it's exactly the same battle. It is different. There'll be different situations.
I'd assume you have a different map.
Cool. It's not just that these guys are just stronger.
Yeah, they're not. They just don't have. Now they have 20 health. Ooh, replayability.
Yeah, totally different. Even like the big boss battles at the end are totally different, which is super cool.
Cool.
Which was a lot of extra design work on our end. So it was a big, heavy lift from us to figure that one out, which I think is cool.
Yeah. Okay, cool. So that's the scene. That's the setting. We have our characters here. Why don't we give a brief overview? We're not going to like throw all of the rules at you. We're just going to play through, and I'm going to figure it out too as we go along because I played that demo at PAX, and we've talked about it a little bit as we've been setting up.
Sure.
But I am a dumb idiot baby, so I've forgotten everything, and I'm going to be asking questions as we go forward with the ultimate true scale. But why don't you set out kind of the scene, talk about these cards, what happens when we use them. You can talk about how the monsters evolve. I think that's cool, and just like what we have, what we're working with, and what are our goals. And we can throw our people onto the board as well.
Sure. So we'll start with the ultimate baby here first. You are our Tifer Shadow Piercer. So in Rove, there are 15 classes that you could potentially play during the game. But the classes are built into the different races that there are. So this is the Tifer one. The Tifer starts as a Shadow Piercer, and then much like Pokemon, evolves into a different class on the next. I mean, that was good. It's not quite that. But does evolve into a new class that you're able to do unique and different things, and it's not just a level up. It is a adjustment of things that are on the board. You'll be able to do significantly more powerful things. You'll get new unlocked abilities that are totally unique and different, which is why we have advanced traits and master traits on the board. You'll get new special powers as you evolve into that next class.
Yeah, these which are down here, I'm going to cover them just for the sake of the camera, but with my sort of equipment so everybody can see, and my 7th card over here. But just know that that's what they are down there as well.
And then this board obviously changes. There's new artwork and new information, and your affinities change. So there's lots of unique different things there. During your turn, you're going to have the opportunity to take 2 board actions, and then you'll have 1 card-based action. And what's fun about the card-based actions, are as you play your card, you'll have one skill ability on the front, and then when you do that, you'll be able to flip it over, and then you have a new skill that's available for you on the back side. So part of the fun of play in the 6 to 8 rounds it takes to complete each mission, you'll have a chance to be able to decide which of these cards make the most sense. You'll also, at the beginning of the game, decide, do I want to start it on this side or this side? So thematically, based on the situation that you're in, you have the opportunity to do a lot of unique different things.
Oh, I see. And also, it's got the name down here of what's on the what's on the back. So it says Lifeblood. It shows the symbol of what type of attack it is, and that's when it's flipped over on the side. Boom, Lifeblood. Is there going to be any text of what the abilities are? We should mention that this is all sort of prototype components as well, obviously, because it's a preview. Things are subject to change.
Sure.
These dice are sort of the old dice. We want to, just to clarify,
of course.
Right, there's your disclaimer. All right? So when you get this and it doesn't look exactly the same,
you can blame Chris.
You can thank me for setting your expectations in the way that they should be.
10 tech issues later.
Here we are. Do you remember what you're talking about?
Nope.
Good.
Let's talk about now the monsters.
So you have an AI board built in for a monster book. And the nice thing about it is all the information you need about all the different monsters that will be available on this board will also be available in this book. So it's just a flip to move. You don't have to have anything weird cards you're searching for. It's just very nice to have it all available.
That's really good. It's just there.
Super easy setup, right?
Rather than the friggin' Gloomhaven cards are so bad. Well, nobody uses it without an app. I certainly don't play Gloomhaven without an app to just like go and monitor all that. I really love just having this here done.
This is a very nice intuitive design that works extremely well for our game. Other games make different decisions and choices, which are equally wonderful and powerful in their own right.
You know what? This is my new game. I didn't think that this would be the game that we'd play on this stream.
Great,
but it is the game.
It's the game we're playing, huh?
And I wouldn't do it if I didn't treasure you so much. So just think, if we had a worse relationship, you wouldn't be going through this hell now.
Be fired tomorrow. Is that what you're saying? Okay,
no, great. I would make sure that you weren't fired.
Oh, I see.
But now, since I know you, it's fine.
It's fine. Great. No, this board, it's a very simple system. You're going to have the first action is always available for you. You will know exactly what the bad guys do because you have been trained at what their basic actions are as a rover. You've seen them before. You've worked with them. You know pretty much what's going on. Beyond that, you know that these are some special powers and abilities that they have, but you're not 100% sure what their lead-off action or after their lead-off action is going to be. So you're going to roll this randomized die, which gives you an opportunity. It's heavily weighted towards ones, 3 1s, 2 2s, and 1 3. And
they're weighted dice, so you can only roll once.
Exactly, yeah. This is nicely done that way. Yeah, see? Exactly. One more time?
One more time.
Oh. Well, you know, even a weighted die doesn't always
that's
right.
fair, yeah.
But then you would move that way, and then on that turn, so after we've completed our turn, you'll roll these dice, and now we're going to do these actions.
Cool.
So you can kind of have information about what might happen during the game, but you're not 100% sure of what their next thing is going to be. Now, if you play like I play, which is referred to as fast and sloppy, you never look at this information.
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
And you just hope that whatever you do is the right decision.
Same.
Yeah, and then you get surprised and you go, wow, we lined up in exactly this configuration. Dang, that sucks.
Oh yeah, we are going to be dying, I think. This is going to be a short scenario play. That's how I feel as well, especially because it is random. I love that you know the abilities. I love that they can move. You know, they move potentially.
Yeah.
Like they retreat 2 or 3. We can kind of have that knowledge in our brains.
Absolutely.
But then anything else, I'm not going to like plan for every single eventuality because that's not fun, right?
For us.
Yeah.
There are people out there who enjoy that kind of full-on information, and they want to know, well, what is the most likely thing to happen, and they want to plan correctly and do all of the right decisions.
Yeah.
I'm not that gamer.
I mean, I guess it's true. You should just assume I am that gamer, but sometimes I'm not. It depends. Because I'm like, I think I was not that gamer because I was like, it seems too complicated, not going to figure it out. But now I figured it out, and now I'm going to be that gamer. You just assume the next one because it's 50% chance that it will be the next one.
Basically, yeah.
Right? So that's the best thing to assume probability-wise. And then if you get surprised, then it's like a surprise attack. I can work with that thematically.
That makes sense.
All right.
And I think that's a very exciting thing for both sides is that it's there if you want it, and if you don't really care, that's even more fun and entertaining. The next thing is, as we're playing through things, we're going to have the opportunity to make choices about where we stand and different fields that we might throw down on the ground. One of the things that that we did while designing this was worry about having to track different things, like, oh, this person's been slowed, this one's got this, this one has this poison ability or field or whatever. So instead of making those things that you have to track on the individual standee, which is a nightmare to try to figure out how to do properly. So anyway, you're going to have these fields, these opportunities to put fields down, and they're either going to be positive or negative. Things like ice shards that will slow people down. You'll have healing fields that you can throw down. You'll have rings of fire that you don't want to sit in, and some various other opportunities and things as well, that instead of being on the player are actually on the ground. And I think that leads to a much more interesting and entertaining experience, and something that you can work through and be effective at helping somebody else. Because if someone puts a bad thing underneath your friend, you can give them a bonus and take that bad thing away from them, because only one field is available on the ground at a time. So I think that those are really unique decision points.
10 more tech issues later.
All right, so we've explained the monsters. I've been having the most extraordinary camera woes, which only happens when you have a guest, and it makes me want to murder many monsters. And so I think we're ready to go.
Yeah.
We know these. We're going to take 2 board actions.
Yep.
I really love these friggin' boards. It's so good.
Yeah,
you just go like bloop.
We came up with that in our so after PAX, we went and spent a week together in a cabin in the woods, basically, and designed all the things that we were having frustrations with. Yeah. And this was the easiest one. So now you know what to do.
Yeah.
It's such a cool thing.
So good. Oh yeah, what's this dial for? Is this my health?
That's your health tracker. Great. So you want to start it at the health that's appropriate for you, which is 9.
99. Yep. Got it.
I'm going to start mine at 10, but I have a bonus from my my special shield here, so it gets me to 13. And then if you want to remove your ether die off of the board, as well as those, I'll take the fields away.
Yep.
So that we have.
I'm going to put the die above the board.
That's
just so it clears it.
Perfect. And one of the caveats I want to mention is that for health tracking, we do have something that technically is on the other side of the board, but it isn't what we're going to be using in the final product. So I'm just using dice for right now, but we should have a better solution for the actual game itself.
Yeah.
All right, Chris. So
it's on the other side of this thing. That's the reason. Really more for camera. There's
another page that lays out
where you can add health and take away health, etc.
Yeah, I think we're looking at 20 countdowns and some other things as different options that might be available. So Chris, we're going to go over the story, the very short version of the interesting story that you get to choose which direction to go. And if you make the right choice, we get to play the game. If you make the wrong choice, I guess I have to leave.
All right. Okay.
I'll pack my stuff up and we'll go. Okay?
Okay.
All right. So we are rovers. We have just finished our main training missions, and now it is an opportunity for us to take a mission from the field. So we have now been given a letter that is from a mystic that has said, hey, we noticed that there is this giant marching army of Kebraskas, which is what I am, part of the True Scale clan here. It's a giant lizard that has no magic abilities, but a bug lives on its back in a symbiotic relationship, and the bug is kind of like a mind melder, psychic person who does lots of cool and unique things. They don't generally go in armies because they have rovers, so they don't need them. But why is this giant clan of Kebraska out there creating this giant, huge army? So it'd be something for us to investigate. The other opportunity that's available for us is, as we're walking out of the village, this Tifa messenger, which is the type of person thing that you are, has come across us and said, hey, we would really like you to investigate these horrible noises and weird sounds that are happening in this forest over here. We're not really sure what's going on, and we desperately need your help. So, which one would you like to do?
Well, you really hooked me, because I for sure was going to pick the wrong one.
Okay.
Because it's funny, but I gotta go with my own clan here. Right? You set me up.
I did set you
You're
up
like,
for that.
And this was a long con. You're like, hey, do you want to play this like really cool bow, but like also kind of like Wolverine style character, and who can like slash and like really attack people? or do you want to be the magic user? I was like, what? Which one do you think I want? And then now I find out that this is the setup. Yeah, we're going to go help the people because I will not let my clan down.
Excellent. I'm very glad to hear that, Chris.
I've just taken the stands off just so that from the top down we can see the moving around a little bit better.
Totally makes sense. All right, so in that case, then great, we get to play. Congratulations. You want to go ahead and set mine down on any one of those little flags as well. It doesn't really matter which one. And if you will put these 3 tokens down on top of those giant bursting bells, those are traps. You definitely don't want to stand on them. They do 2 points of damage.
Oh, yeah.
The red area there, those are briared vines, and they will do 1 point of damage for every movement into that space. And then we also have line of sight situations. If something were standing here and you were standing there, you couldn't shoot through the tree because it's a tree.
Because you're hiding in the trees. Can I go in the trees?
You cannot go in the trees.
All right.
They're too thick. Have like gray outlines kind of around them in a way.
I can see them.
But other than that, the water, we're not able to go in either. And there is a situation in the back with those blue
toads. The briarwogs?
Yes.
Bye, Renee. Everybody say bye, Renee.
We really like you. It's nice meeting you for the very first time, and now I get to say goodbye to you like I know you so very well.
I'm glad I made a good first impression.
Yeah,
she did. To stay the disembodied boy.
Thanks, Renee.
You only get to meet me if you win a contest, you know?
That's true.
Oh, I get to see. What contest did I win?
The bestest boy.
I am the bestest boy. It's true.
So these red things were I was.
Those red things are bad things.
Okay.
Yep. And then here is all of the information in this book that's very vital for what we're doing here. There is a situation here in the back. That node, it costs 1 additional movement to enter a square that is adjacent to the node. So that'll be one thing that we want to worry about. But the good news is...
So that's back here.
Back where those blue crystal things are.
Oh, just these blue crystals.
Yeah, and one of those ether will go on each one of those.
Ooh, great.
So we have an opportunity there for that too.
Sweet.
Which is super cool. And I don't know how your viewers feel about flavor text, but there is flavor text in here.
Skip it if you want. We're going to read it.
Yeah. So we have the quest introduction. And then we also have the flavor text of the actual mission.
Oh, it's too long.
It's too long?
That's too long.
Great. In a town far, far away. I'm literally going to read this whole thing right now.
Yeah, that's fine.
Good, and you can just cut it out.
Yeah. I'll include it. People want to hear it. They can hear it. That's what timestamps are for.
Exactly. This is transcribed excerpt from a presentation by Silky, the resident fundamentalist of the Mist clan. Energy is quite a volatile thing. It must be expressed no matter what. Fire will consume. Water will connect. Earth will press. Air will move. Crux will manifest. Morph will shape. We can direct these expressions, but we cannot seem to fundamentally change them. They certainly can fundamentally change us, though. Tifa are the most prominent example of this. Morph is intrinsic to their Tifa. It runs through their bodies as surely as blood runs through humans or Ruska. If anybody had the capacity to change the nature of morphic expression, it would be the Tifa. But even then, Morph will not be denied its one and only purpose. Morph will shape. There's a whole bunch more, but that's really all you need to know.
This is the I thought you were going to read it all. Is this Morph?
That is Morph. The purple is Morph.
See, my B-roll, my Vanna Whiting was actually
really good.
Was on point.
It was pretty good.
Hard cut to me fumbling with the dice. Pretend you didn't see that.
Right. All right, so now we are here. There is no first player, so either of us can go first or second, whichever makes the most sense for us at the time. If you'd like, I can take the first action to kind of show things around, or if you want to fumble through it, you can do that as well.
Why do you think I'd fumble, West?
I mean, go ahead.
How dare you? My question is, with these cards, how do you decide what is face up? We just did it randomly.
It's completely up to you. It doesn't matter.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So I could set up if I really knew the cards,
Absolutely,
I could set up like an amazing opening salvo combo. Cool.
That is the basic idea. We want you to be able to start the game with an ether because that's what your character does, and then you will be able to decide which cards that you're going to use. And as you have evolved into different things, you'll have a multitude of different cards that are available to you, so you can select the ones that are going to work the best for the mission that you're going on.
Cool.
But you only will have a total of 5 of those cards, and then 2 reaction cards that will be available.
Oh yeah, okay. I'm going to rearrange these for the viewers at home because there's 3 different types of cards. These are like your attack cards-ish. Well, you have to spend stuff on them. That's what the red is. You have to spend stuff.
Yeah, if it's red, then you have to spend the ether.
The ether cost being up here.
That's correct.
That's the amount. And then these little exclamation marks in the corner right here, something like this. That's a reaction, so you can react to things. And then here, these are passive, not passive, but they're like more healing, and you get stuff, and you don't have to. Oh my fuck!
This is gonna be a 4-hour video.
God,
it's
damn
gonna
it!
Be an hour of Chris cussing out his camera. It'll be so good.
Yeah. Okay. You go first. I've rolled my ether. I was very excited to have this because I know my bow needs it.
Yes.
So I'm excited about that.
So we actually, excuse me.
These don't hit line of sight, right? Those do
not affect line of sight. Absolutely.
All right. So I can do 2 board moves, and then one of these.
Correct.
Okay. So these are the things that deal the most damage and have my range. Right? That'll deal 3 hits.
That'll deal 3 damage, yep.
That'll deal 2 damage.
Correct.
But it has 2 to 4 range on both of them. But it would require 3 ether. I only have 1 ether.
Yeah, this one only requires 2.
Oh, okay. But I only have 1.
You do only have 1.
How do I get more ether?
So the great news is on these cards that are green, you'll actually be able to gain an ether by using that card-based action. The other thing is, if you were to allow me to go first, then you could use a reaction, assuming I do something awesome, which may or may not actually happen. We'll see what happens. But if you read these 2, they'll actually tell you what could happen with that. So I believe after an enemy ends its movement adjacent to you, you could jump. That's the one.
This is just suffer 3 or more damage.
Yep. So if an enemy suffers 3 or more damage near you, within 5 spaces of you, then you can actually get an ether from that, and then you'll have 2 on your turn to be able to do something super cool.
All right, we're starting with that.
Excellent.
This would also give me ether, so...
So in that case...
I'm just going to keep those up.
I need to pull that guy towards me, so you need to be over here.
Yeah? You want to be over here?
Sure.
Here?
The one in the middle is fine.
All right.
Count 5 spaces from that Briarwog in the left-hand corner, that weird-looking frog guy.
Yeah.
How close is that?
To you?
To you.
Oh, to me?
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
So he's 6 spaces, so I've got to get him to come in just a little bit. All right, good news. I have the ability to do that. What am I looking for here?
Oh, right, because he suffered 3 or more within 5 spaces. So as long as he moves 1 in, then we're fine.
Excellent. So I need to get there first, which is important. These are in the wrong spots for my brain. It doesn't matter where they are for you.
Okay.
But for me, I just need to know where stuff is located because I'm used to it being in certain spots. So
I'm going to follow you.
That works. No, they're still in the wrong spots. You got to move that one over there, and then you take
the swap.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's good.
Perfect.
Okay, so now I'm going to take the movement of 4. So if you can move me 4 towards the bad guy.
1, 2, 3, 4. Like that?
Great. I'm still too far away, though.
Do you want to do this bad guy? Can you pull him towards you? So I think
can.
I played you as in my demo.
I can, yeah. So I'm trying to pull him towards me, but that's still going to be 1 too far away. So let's try this. If I'm down here, I can move 1, 2, 3, and if he's there, is that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? Still not quite good enough.
Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Just pull him onto that thing and explode him.
I will do that very thing.
All right, you've pulled him. You've gone over here, and you can pull this guy as a special ability.
Yes. So I've skittered. I've moved, and now I'm going to pull him. So I'm going to force an enemy with 1/1 to perform its movement action. So it's going to move towards me. Boom, which means he steps on a bursting bell trap, which does 2 points of damage to him. Nice. So now that particular monster has only 4 points of health remaining, which is fantastic.
I'm just going to do this, and that's number 2. So there we go. 4.
All right. And then I
can react. Because after an enemy suffers 3 or more within me, Within 5, I get an ether. So I'm going to get an
Exactly.
ether. When I get an ether, I don't know what ether it is.
Correct.
I sense it from the stars and the moon.
Are you going to Babe Ruth it?
Yes. Because I morphed it because I heard that morphing was
That's a great answer.
so powerful.
It's a great answer.
So powerful.
All right, so now you have done that, and now that means that you're going to flip your card over. So now you have a new one available for you on the other side. And just as a tell reminder for you, you've used it, so that way you don't go, oh, did I use that thing or did I not use that thing? For us right now, that's the situation. It's the easiest way to do it.
So can I, and I can't use this side of the card until next time it's refreshed.
Yep, so after the monsters have gone, everything gets refreshed, and we get to start over again.
Great.
So I've done that, and now I have one more opportunity here on this to do a card-based action, and I believe what I'm going to do is going to probably do a 1 attack. So that will be really fun. 1 attack, so I'm going to now roll the battle die, which is the...
that's what this is.
Yep. So this one, we're going to roll for affinity. So I'm just going to roll it here and see what it says. That's a...
Earth.
Earth. And Earth to me is 0, so it doesn't cause anything plus or minus.
Super easy modifier.
Yeah. So that's just, it's the same thing, so it does 1 point of damage, but it also means that it puts a fire, ring of fire underneath the monster, so you can just put it on top of it for now, since that's the square that's on. And now, as long as that particular monster stays in that location, at the end of its turn, it will receive 1 damage for standing in fire. And we all know, don't stand in fire.
Don't stand in fire. And that you did 1 damage to it, right?
I did 1 damage to it, yes. And that also gets me an ether, so I'll roll, grab the ether, put it there, flip the card, and now my turn is over.
Cool. So not everything requires ether, just the really good attacks.
Most of the really good ones require ether, yeah. But at least you still can. You can still do a bunch of
stuff. Yeah, without. That's nice. Okay. So within 2 to 4, so I'm gonna have to bound. You skittered, but I bounded.
You did bound.
1, 2. That's fine. That's where I want to be because that's 3 away. And then I can either use this for 3 damage. Or I can just do this for 2 damage. But when will he'll move? He'll do his turn after we're all done?
So right now we do know that he is going to move if necessary, but he is directly next to me, so he's not going to move.
Yeah.
So he will stay there, but he will hit me.
He will hit you. So I would rather that you don't get hit.
I mean, that's usually a good thing.
So I will spend my 2 ether then. These 2 ether to... Oh, actually, no. I'm just kidding. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to ambush.
Okay.
Because I can just do 2 damage, 2 to 3, right?
Sure
1, 2, 3, and I roll.
Yep.
To see if there's a modifier. That
is a dim, so that means it has no affinity as far as the magic goes. So it goes exactly the correct amount for the 2 damage that you did.
Oh, amazing. Okay, so that does 2 damage. Boom, boom.
So it's only got 1 left.
It's only got 1 left, and that was on my ambush. And then I'm going to use a careful aim, which also will do 2 damage at a 2 to 4 range. 1, 2. I'm going to roll this again. That was wind.
That is going to be the crux, which will be the gray one.
But it does -1 damage.
But you only need to do 1.
But I only need to do 1.
So
I thought you were going to say, but I can mitigate it somehow.
No, there's no mitigation for that one.
Yeah, exactly why I comboed those 2. So I was okay. It does 1 damage. We only needed 1. Dead. Your ring of fire still stays there.
Very much so. Fire doesn't even get doused by the blood of your enemies.
Wow.
And because that is a ether die, you get to roll that die.
And
then you'll flip the card.
Now there's some water up in this hizzy.
That's right.
Sweet.
You're all good.
Ooh, I didn't even look to see what the back was, but it's a little red one. I can spend things on it.
It's a very nice red one that also goes through shields, which is super cool because the Grove Tender that's in the middle of that briar patch definitely has a shield.
Oh, no.
Yeah, not so great.
Oh, I thought this guy was the one with the shield, but no, it's not.
It's definitely the other guy.
All right.
So now we've done our turn because you've taken your actions, I've taken my actions, so now the bad guys get to go, which is less good for us, but we'll see what happens.
Now, Wes, be honest. Is this the best first turn that anyone's ever done with this scenario?
It is a good outing.
I don't like that.
It's a very good outing.
Right.
It's not the bestest boy action because you got the -1. So if it was a best action,
but it was perfectly exact.
It was perfectly exact. If you were going for perfectly exact, then you nailed it.
It's a room and board way.
Nailed it.
Perfectly exact.
Yeah.
All right, let's move these
perfect
pieces of garbage.
Okay.
So they do this first one because we know that they.
Yeah. So the rule for the AI is
right.
if there's no target directly available to them within their range, they're going to seek out the closest target. Now we're both equally close. So in a case of a full tie, they're going after whoever has the most health, which is always nice because then we're not trying to pick off the little weak guy. They're generally going after the person that has the most health.
Wow.
So all of those frogs are going to move towards us by 2 spaces. They're not going to be able to do their full action. So there's just going to be a movement phase.
This guy won't run into the trap, right?
They actually, if it's the straightest, fastest path, it will 100%
really
path through it. Yeah,
oh, amazing!
They have
1, 2,
no
3, 4, 5, 6, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now it's a tie.
Yep.
So we get to choose.
Absolutely.
Amazing. So it just goes 1, 2. What a stupid idiot frog!
What a dumb frog!
And it blows itself up.
Sure does.
Wow, that's so satisfying. Tell me this isn't the best play. Go watch every other playthrough of whoever's covering Rove. Come back and let me know. No, just put Ruin Board did it better.
Ruin Board did it better. Wow. That's good.
Okay, and then this guy doesn't move because he's a healer, right?
Yeah, so what he's trying to do is to heal anyone within 4 spaces of himself.
That's good that we killed that guy then.
Yeah, it's less good that other guy ran over the trap, though.
Oh, right.
So now he's back up to full health.
He just gets healed.
Yeah.
Oh. Maybe he wasn't a stupid idiot toad.
I mean, it's not a terrible plan. The other thing is that he's going to put a healing circle, +2 damage underneath this. So if that guy stays there and tries to attack us, he's going to get. I'll put it on top actually,
oh yeah,
so we
you're
can see it better.
Right.
But it'll be a +2 to damage on its next attack if it stays at that location. The good news is all of these fields are available for us to stand on as well. So if we kill that thing before it gets to use it, we could stand on it and then use it against our attackers. So that's a good thing. The next thing that we're going to do here is we're going to do the Zapooty's Zapooty the Briar Bull is the main guy that we're going up against here. He's going to do his attack. He's not moving, and if you will notice, he never moves. Because when you get so big and you're such a frog, it's like really difficult to jump. So he basically is just a big frog that just sits in the woods now. So he doesn't move. There's nothing for him to attack. He's not going to hurt us, so he just stays right there and nothing.
But he would attack us if we were 1 to 4.
Within 1 to 4.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. The other interesting thing of note is that if you attack him while adjacent to him, you suffer 2 points of damage, which is really rough for me because most of my attacks that are any good are adjacency attacks.
Yeah.
So that ends their turn. So now it is our turn, and we refresh. So pull all of your skills back to where they were.
Done.
If you've got any markers off, you're good to go. And now it is our. So what would you like to do?
Okay. Well, here's a question for you. This symbol right here, this little red sign
Thing
here.
at the top?
Thing at the top.
Yeah.
It indicates, it says on my thing that I slide one of my ability sliders
Correct.
to the spent side, but I only get to use 2 anyway.
Right.
So why does that matter?
So the reason that matters is because this is a comboed ability. So not only does it include a really awesome strong attack, it also includes generally a movement to go along with it.
Yeah.
And a movement that's significantly better than your current movement. Now, it doesn't mean that you have to use movement as the thing that you're sacrificing, but it's generally what most people sacrifice in using it. But sometimes you're pretty far away and you need to go a little bit farther. So because it's a comboed ability and extremely strong and powerful, it does require you to sacrifice one of your current base actions.
I see. Okay. Because I can run over here and punch that guy in the face for 5, essentially.
Which is insane. Yeah.
But because I'm using a morph, I could do 7.
Correct. So because you're spending 3 ether die on your attack, and because one of them happens to be a morph, it does increase the base damage from 5 to 7. So
I think I do that to
make
make sure to kill him, right? 1, 2, 3. I'm using this, so I get to move 5. Whatever. I do that. I roll this. It doesn't matter. I got a dim, so it doesn't matter.
Same,
but even if I got a -1, they only have 6 health.
Yep.
He dead.
He dead. He very dead.
Bam. Then that's on there. And then I'm going to use this one, because to have spent it, that's fine. And I can't spend that, so I'll just put that on there so I remember. I kind of want to just get onto this thing then, eh? Because it'll give me an extra 2 damage.
It would do an additional 2 damage, yes.
But, okay, so here's the thing. Well, if I jump onto here with my movement,
Mm-hmm.
can we pass it back and forth? Or I've finished my turn.
So, as it's currently written, you have to do your completed turn, and then I have to do my completed turn. I
like
believe
that.
we will have a variant where you can swap back and forth, but it does kind of adjust the way that the relationships are.
Honestly, for some games, I like that that malleability. For this, I don't, because it is so like your own combo stuff, and you have the reactions built in, right? Like for me, that's fine. Now, my question for you, West, is that if I would have to use an additional movement because I finished my movement on that other.
Correct.
So I'd have to move to step there, and then if I use my ambush, which for those who didn't, this ambush card right here, it does 2 damage, so it would do 4 damage. But there's armor here, and you said that cancels out 1 damage or 1 attack.
1 damage.
Oh, okay.
There is one problem with your amazing plan, though.
Yeah, what is it?
How many board actions can you use?
2.
Right.
But I haven't used... Oh, so that's the reason why you slide it up. Oh, that's what I was asking.
Yeah, that's the reason why. You're sacrificing one of your 2 board actions
to do that thing.
To be able to do that.
I see. Okay. Yeah, no, that's what I was. That's why I didn't understand why it mattered. But it does matter in that aspect. Yeah. Okay. You're not hurt, hey?
I am not hurt.
Okay. Well, I feel I should just stand on it anyway.
I think it's a great plan.
It's not a. I'm just gonna do that.
I mean, +2 damage on especially even on a base level attack,
and because I'm ranged, right? Like I'll just friggin'
no question
slaughter them.
It's a great plan. There could be a potential bad thing for it, but I think overall it's a great idea.
Yeah.
Now, you did do 3 points of damage to something up to 5 spaces away. Is there anything that you wanted to react to?
Oh, I can react to my own self?
Absolutely.
Oh, sweet. Well, no, because this just heals me.
Right.
So I don't need to worry about it. I didn't know I could do it to my own self.
Which is why I wanted to bring it up, so that way you knew it was available to you should it happen again.
Great.
Now, it'll be my turn. I don't want to stand on the fire that was left behind because that would not be good for me.
Yeah.
I also would really love to go and crack that guy in the face, but because he has a very nice thing with that shield, it's quite frustrating.
And the toads might move 3 or might move 2. Now, what's the difference between the foot and the arrow?
So the arrow is a jump, so they can jump over bad things,
terrain.
And the movement is moving directly through. Now, when they actually jump from spot to spot, so you still will knock, you still set off traps and stuff like that.
Yeah, that was going to be my next point.
But you could.
But he ended here anyway, so it's fine.
Exactly. All right, so I want to find something that has the opportunity to do a shield, like a break the shield type of action. The only one that I really can do that with is one here that costs 3, and I only have 2 dice. So that one is
my ether was completely spent, right?
Sort of. Those ether dice spent actually go into your infused ether options.
Oh, okay.
So you can place them on your bow. That's or your shoes, so that you have the opportunity to do that. Now, the way that it technically works is anything that has the ability to spend an ether on it is what that plus or minus means. That means that you're going to be spending 1 ether to be able to do that action. It has to be that specific ether. The only way you have those ether to be able to spend are the things that are going to be in your infused pool. So you have an ether pool of available dice, and then you have an infused pool, which will be on the other side, where you'll have the ability to spend those dice that you already used for other things.
Cool.
So you do have them available to you.
Yeah, okay, great. Yeah, I'm going to use it next turn. It's going to be amazing.
I really need 1 more ether die, but I can't do it. Yeah, I can't pick anything up for my items, so I need to do another base action, which is fine. And I'm going to have some fun things to do, I believe.
Do you remember?
Let's see, where was I? I'm so sorry. I believe I have an action here. Yes.
Yeah.
I'm going to do this strange chatter action, which is going to use my 2 dice to be able to do that action. So I'll slide them over here to this side. And it means I'm going to do a 3 damage attack to something 2 to 3 spaces away. But that means I have to move first. So I need to move closer. So I will move, I'll move
1.
Not quite next to him.
2? This way, or are you going that way?
I'm going to move a little bit closer to the guy with the shield.
Center. Yeah. Okay.
Because I wanted to take him out a little bit more. That doesn't make any sense, does it? No, it really doesn't. I'm going to go closer to the other guy. I'm not going to use my strange chatter. I'm just going to go straight up into his face.
Yeah.
And I'm going to...
Could have 1, 2, 3, so you can do it.
Put me right here so that I'm right next to the bursting bell.
Well, that requires 4 movement.
That's perfect. I have that.
Oh, you have 4 movement? Okay, great.
I'm a skitter, which gives me 4. And then I'm going to force an enemy within 1 to do a movement action. So whoop, onto that trap. Boom.
Exploded.
He's got 2 points less damage, so he only has 4. And then I'm going to introduce him to my little friend, which is my sword. So, but I can't do another base action.
Well, that's what I was going to say.
So I am going to pretend that I have another better action, and I'm just going to go ahead and shield myself for the next one and give myself one more die.
There you go.
Yeah. So I'm going to put a shield on myself,
which
is perfect, and then I roll my die, and I have a fire, which I desperately needed.
Amazing.
So that's perfect. So I have a shield for the next attack when he tries to get some retribution from me, pushing him onto the trap.
And now we roll these.
Correct.
Top.
Moves 1.
Second. Ooh, 1, 2.
That was not the way to die correctly. And 1. That's better. Good.
There you go.
All right. So our frogs that remain, the very first frog, which will be number 3, is going to try to move closer to you, I believe.
Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4. Up space away, 1, 2, 3, 4. So we can choose. We'll move them towards me so that you don't get completely
Unfortunately,
wrecked.
that's incorrect.
No, it's the
Always
health.
to whoever has the most health.
Right,
Yes.
so it's you. 1, 2, 3.
Yep. So now that it is nice and close,
that's horrible.
Yeah, it's gonna try to attack me and do some damage to me, which it definitely potentially could do. But I'm gonna go ahead and before I'm attacked, use my reaction and gain yet another shield.
Sweet.
So that I will hopefully not take any damage from this attack because I already have 1 shield on me. So go ahead and roll the battle die for the bad guy.
More like the battle die. Haha, -1.
-1, which
there
means
you go.
he
Only 1
does
damage.
1 shield goes away,
Nice.
which is beautiful. And now the next guy is going to go. Roll that battle die again. All right. So air does nothing. So that does straight up 2 points of damage, but I only have to take 1 because of my 1 shield. So I'm now down to 12, which isn't so bad. I'm okay with that.
That's pretty good.
Yeah. And
now the verdant cleaver, it's 1, 2, 3, right? Because it doesn't incorporate that.
Yep.
1, 2, 3. You're down to 9.
Yes,
but I'm also at 9 health.
He will actually. Oh no, I'm down to 12. So he's going to come after me. So he's going to move first.
I thought you only start with 10 health.
I do, but then I have this special shield, which gets me up to 13.
Okay, so he's going to come to you.
Yeah, so he's going to walk out from behind there.
That's horrible.
And he's going to stand up right behind me. Yep, and then he's going to do his verdant cleaver. So he's going to do his thing. So go ahead and roll that battle die again. That's a 3 damage attack.
Yeah, just 3.
Just straight up 3. So
there's like if his allies were in there, he wouldn't hit his allies.
No.
Yeah.
There is something that could happen that would make that happen, and hopefully I'll have the opportunity to show that, but we'll see. I'm now down to 9 health, but still I'm fine. I'm just as healthy as you are.
Yeah, but it really screws up me sitting there to do
does. Yeah.
Stuff.
Maybe not as great. But
I was going to wreck this guy.
You were going to wreck this guy. I saw it coming. The picture of it was beautiful.
Yeah.
And it just didn't quite make it.
Didn't quite make it.
Yeah. Now the venomous splatter is going to happen. None of us are... Ooh, am I 5 spaces away? I am 5 spaces away from him. So he's going to spit.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Ugh. So I'm 4 spaces away, right?
Yeah, you're 4 spaces, because this one's technically here.
Perfect. So that means that he's going to do a 2 damage attack.
Let's just do this to really show everyone your situation. What's going on?
I have lots of frog grossness on me. So now he's going to do that attack to me. It is a potential of 2 points of damage.
And now it's 4 damage.
And now it is 4 damage.
That's awful.
What are you roll?
What are you doing?
Because my rolls are really just not great.
What are you doing? Well, it's true. We need the camera. We need to make it through the camera. So we're fine.
It's true. It's fine. We're just taking the mission. No worries. It'll be fine.
I love this.
Yeah.
I absolutely love how to resolve this. Because one thing that I felt about other games is that the resolution of it is so freaking fiddly. Yeah. You know, like it's so fiddly, like flipping through things, having different things. Like I love just the very simple buffs. It's a solid unknown, right? That's essentially what like a deck of cards could do.
Yep.
Whatever game that might be. I don't care. It's Gloomhaven. No, I like this. That felt so satisfying and so not fiddly. And one thing that like really stops me from getting games like this to the table is if they're fiddly at all, I'm like, nah, it's too much work. Yeah. Like it's too much work to like get out a huge campaign game.
Right.
Like the setup is always going to be like this setup feels actually very manageable. This is why I freaking love flip books as well. Yeah. Anyway, I just want to highlight that in the moment as I'm feeling it because, like, yeah, really nice.
I'm glad you like that. That's literally the reason why we designed it that way.
Yeah.
Dice are fun. People enjoy them. And in addition to that, the flip books make setup for this when you have all the trays and everything should be about 15 minutes. And you'll be able to set it up and tear it down. It'd be totally fine. So that will go on top of my space because he's mean and put a negative field on me, which is what this little guy is right there. So
this is just awful. Okay, so we reset, and I have to save your friggin' life.
I mean, it might be a good idea for you to get in there, but you could also let me just deal with those guys, and I could potentially die. But you could also start shooting on the big guy in the back.
That's true. Well, how do we win? We kill the big guy?
We kill the big guy.
Oh, okay. Yeah. You know what? I think that is our best
It's
chance.
a good strat. It's a good strategy.
It's our only chance.
Because I'm probably going to run away.
You're going to just get wrecked.
Yeah.
So I'm going to run up and kill the big guy.
It might not be a bad idea.
Before anything bad happens.
Just remember, if you hit the bad guy and you're standing next to him, he has so much gross, like, acidy stuff that falls off of him that it does do 2 damage to you.
Oh, I'm not going to be standing there.
Okay, good.
I mean, I could maybe take out this guy, but it just feels like... It feels like the best chance is to let you get just ripped to shreds,
just absolutely destroyed.
Yeah, as like the true roving party that we are. We've bonded together so nicely that I'm just gonna let you be lunch, and I'm gonna move. So I'm gonna move.
Don't worry, I got
2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. Because I'm only 4 spaces away, and that's where all my good stuff happens.
Excellent. I like when good stuff happens.
Although I do need ether. I was hoping to do so much stuff, but I can't. But that's fine.
I mean, if you're a little bit closer to me, maybe when I kill some things, you can heal me.
No, I don't think so.
Oh, okay, that's fine.
I don't think so.
Those little reaction things.
No.
We don't need to waste those on another guy.
I don't think we're going to do that. Because he's going to splash me at some point. I'm going to need to save it.
You need to save it.
Okay, so I'm going to put this on my bow. Okay. So I'm using a bow action. I gain... Oh, it's gained 2 range.
2 range, yeah.
Oh, I thought it was 2 attack. Dang it. Well, that didn't even need to. Well, that's fine, because then I can use this, because it's 4 away. So at least I can use it on that to do 2 damage to Buddy.
Okay.
And I
roll your battle die, There you go.
That's wind?
Wind?
Nothing.
Okay. So that still does the 2 damage. So instead of his health being at 20, he's now down to 18.
Oh, I saw 10 and I thought it was doable.
Yeah, you thought that was good, right?
It's 10 per player?
It is 10 per player. That's what the R stands for, is per player.
I think you set me up just as a teaching moment, and I don't appreciate this whatsoever. All right. Okay. All right. Well, that's my 2 of those.
You're doing a great job. Keep it up.
I don't have ether.
That's true. Yeah, so you're going to need to do one of your green actions so that you can gain some ether.
This is awful. This was not thought through. I don't know, I'm not even freaking close enough to use that.
That's true, yeah.
I thought I could use this. But I didn't. Oh, but I can do this. During my turn, I can do it as a boot.
You certainly can.
Oh, and if I'd used my wind, but I don't have it anyway. Yeah. So I can move 1 space closer.
Yep, which puts you at how many spaces away?
3 spaces away.
Oh, excellent.
And now I can use this for 1 single damage. How effective.
Yeah, but it gives you a blue ether, so you can have some water.
Yep. All right, let's do that.
Okay.
I'm going to eviscerate him.
I love it.
Oh, and a little frost thing happens.
Yes, so you're going to put icy spikes on him. So if he were a character that could move, you would then put that down underneath him. Or if you were a character that automatically buffs themselves with something underneath them, you could take it away by putting this underneath them.
Yeah. I'm just going to put this on closer so that I can adjust it and cheat when you're not looking.
And so technically that is underneath him.
Great. And I got a water ether into my pool. I like this. And then this flips.
All right. So now that resolves and brings me to my turn.
And then these will go away at the end?
So yeah, those will go back into your to the main pool of
I'm
dice.
just going to do that now.
Perfect. Now I have the opportunity to do interesting things. They're kind of all over me, which I'm not a big fan of. But
who wouldn't be?
I mean, I can kind of get why it happens. And I have 3 here, so I'm going to do something really fun and exciting. I'm going to back up 1 space, so back me to the left, but leave the bad thing there. Good. And then I'm going to pull in the... I'm going to pull in the frog down 1.
This frog?
Yep. Oh wait, that's the frog with 4. Leave that frog there.
Yeah, that is the frog with 4.
I'm going to pull in the pull in the Grove Tender. That sounds good. So
This
move
guy?
the Grove Tender up. Yep, that's perfect. Love it. All right, and now I'm going to look at the frog that is behind the Grove Tender, so frog number 2, and I'm going to do one of these things like that, and doing a treacherous thoughts.
Sweet.
And that is going to allow...
Also known as traitorous thoughts.
That too. Which allows me to make that enemy attack an ally for 5 damage, as long as it's within 1 space away. So I'll be able to spend all 3 of these to be able to perform that action.
That's pretty sweet.
Isn't it cool? I love that one. And now I'll roll the battle die. Come on, something good.
+1.
Yes.
Isn't it?
That was Morph is
It's
+1.
Morph +1.
Morph is +1. So that'll be 6 damage, which will be 5 damage direct to the Grove Tender. So he only has 5 damage left, which is super cool.
Wow.
Love
and
that.
the shield doesn't affect because it's an ally?
Well, it's 6 damage.
Oh, 6 damage.
So
Sorry.
5 damage left.
I wasn't listening.
It's okay. That is, flip that card over. That does technically
1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah, so that is perfect to flip the damage over, and now he is...
So this I could activate because it's 3 or more damage within 5 range, +1 health to anyone within 0 to 3.
Yep, that'd be yourself.
Great. I'm going to heal the frog.
Yes.
I haven't taken damage yet because I'm incredible.
You're the bestest boy. So.
Okay, cool.
Now it's the bad guy's turn.
Yep.
So we want to go ahead and roll this die. We'll see what's happening for them.
Right. Yeah, completely just ignored
1 there.
that could happen. That they...
2
there,
that's
so great.
It goes here and goes back to their beginning.
That's amazing.
Yeah, so they're really strong power. They don't do, which is great.
That's awesome.
And then he's going to do his line attack, which is less good, but that's okay. We can deal with it. So we'll start with the frogs. They're now, neither one is touching me. And they are...
So this is 1, 2, 3 away from me, but 2 away from you.
Okay, so all of them are still very attracted to me, which, why wouldn't they? So we're going to have... The first one is going to move directly next to me, so he can attack.
So this 3 moves first.
The 1 moves first.
Yeah.
Well, 3.
3 and 4.
Exactly.
So it's going to go 1, 2, hop, hop.
Correct.
It can move through its people?
It can.
Okay.
When it is its original space, it was not 2 spaces away from you, 2, right?
No, it's 3.
Okay, perfect. Then yes, it's going to do that, and it is going to do an attack of 1. And in theory, if it were 2 spaces away from both of us, or if we were 4 spaces away from each other, it would go right, or 5 spaces away from each other, it would go right in the middle, and it could attack both of us at the same time.
Oh, okay. Oh, it says all enemies within 2. I see what you're saying. Yeah.
So it's going to just do a base damage of 1.
And 1.
And so, and 1 it is. The good news is, after I am attacked, so I'm going to take that 1 point of damage. Now I'm down to 4. Mind you, I probably should have put a potion on myself. Well, we'll see how that plays out.
Oh, you're really hurt, eh?
I am a little hurt.
Yeah, I should very clearly have gone to
It's
you
okay.
and not gone to attack this big friggin' toad.
These things happen.
It's just like so clear that you shouldn't try to beat this 20 HP boss, which I thought was 10 HP. And even that would be too much.
Like I said, these things happen. These things happen. So now I'm going to do my reaction, which is after I'm attacked, I can hit something else. So I'm going to lash out, and I'm going to try and attack the Grove Tender, which has a shield of 1. Probably a terrible idea, but just in case I get through, that could be good, right? It's a 50-50 chance, and I did.
Wow, because that morphs it.
Yeah, so 1 point of damage to him, because I got an extra point of damage with that, so it's super cool. So now he's down to 4. Love that for me. And now the other guy is going to try to attack me. So.
So he hops down here, 1, 2, so he can still be next to you.
Unfortunately. So go ahead and roll that die for me again.
All right.
See what happens. Okay, so that's, again, 1 point of damage. So I'm now down to 3. This could be a thing.
That's okay. You're not going to get hurt by this guy because he's healing.
Hey, perfect. So he's going to heal himself for 2. I love that for him. And then, unfortunately, he's taking away the good or the bad thing that was underneath him, and now he's putting a good thing underneath him. So he's going to do an additional 2 points of damage when he attacks.
All right. And then this guy only attacks in a straight line. So it's from him. So he wouldn't hit me because I'm down below, right? There's no straight line in which he can get me.
So he only attacks in a straight line, so he's not going to attack you.
Amazing.
Yeah. So you're also quite lucky.
On to round next.
On to round next. So refresh everything. Very cool.
Okay, yeah, I think I can kill him pretty easily.
You think you got this?
Oh, yeah.
All right. So do you want to go first, or do you want me to go first?
you go first because you need to deal with things.
Yeah.
And I need to swoop in and save whatever I can.
Whatever's left over.
Yeah.
Okay. So the first thing I'm going to do is use this amazing healing salve thing. I don't know which camera that's on, but
yeah, it's in there.
It's in there? Great. Okay. So this healing salve gives me 3 points of health. So I go from 3 back up to 6.
Ooh, can I give you items? I can give you my healing salve.
Oh, that's okay.
It's 0 to 1, so okay. I could use it on. I could just throw it at you.
You
could smear it all over your body if I'm right next to you.
Yeah, you could. You could be like, "Oh, amazing, Wes! This healing salve is so strong and powerful." But I'll be okay. Don't worry about me. I got this. Put me in, coach. I got it.
And that doesn't cost you anything.
It does not cost me anything, which is wonderful. And you could use these as a free action. It doesn't count as any of these other things, which is very nice. I could also heal myself, but that seems a little
I think
boring.
You need to do something different than that.
A little
Don't
boring.
waste your turn healing yourself.
Seems a little boring. All right, I'm going to force a non-boss enemy to move 2 spaces. So I'm going to push that Grove Tender 2 spaces away from me, so backwards, leaving that other square, the ether field on the ground.
Oh, yeah.
And it's going to suffer 1 point of damage, and suffering is not affected by shields. And I also pick up a morph ether, which is very nice.
Nice.
So I have that available to me.
Great move.
Then I'm going to try and kill something. So I'm going to attack for 2 onto the weakest of number 4, which is a 2 points of damage attack. So that's great. Okay. So he's down to 2 points. And then I don't have another attack. I do have a heal that I could do on myself, and I could dim this. So there's an opportunity to take a die that has a morphic energy, and then you could take the morphic or any of the ether out of it and turn it into a dimmed dice. And that is what I'm going to do with this particular one. So I'm going to dim it, take the morph out of it, and heal myself for 2 more. So that brings me up to 8.
All right. That doesn't seem bad. I was going to say you could push him 1 more to me, but we already did it. Where then I could attack him just for 1, but that really wouldn't break his shield.
No.
But I would get another ether, and then I'd be able to do maybe a...
on your next turn, because you can only do 1 card action at a time.
Oh, no, but that would be a reaction. It's a reaction.
Oh, it's a reaction?
Yeah, it's a reaction.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. But I still would need like 3. So.
That's actually really cool. I like that better than what I did. So I'm going to unheal myself for 2, and then I'm going to push him 1 more towards you. So he ends his movement action next to you.
So I can do this. I deal 1 damage, so maybe if I roll a water, I still do 1 damage. So that's 2 damage. So he does get to take a damage, and I get an ether, and that gets flipped over.
Nice. Perfect. So now you have extra ether.
Yeah.
I love it.
Sweet.
That is fabulous. That is part of the excitement of Rove, because my action allowed you to be able to do something different and be able to get some sort of benefit off of it, which I think is super cool.
That's great.
All right, now you can do your turn.
Yeah, I just need 1 more ether. So.
Yeah.
Okay.
The wild George is looking through his cards, deciding which one he's going to use.
Oh, we did say that on camera that people like that. I was like, you're just saying off camera. What do you think I should do, Wes? Do you see anything really great for me to kill this guy?
To kill that guy? Well, here's the other interesting
deal 5
thing.
damage to him.
If you jumped next to him, you said you needed 1 extra ether, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so if you moved next to him and you could get there within 2 turns, if your movement was 3, you could spend 1 movement to grab the die that's next to him.
Oh, this one?
Yep, and you could then use that ether as your own.
Oh, yeah, and then I could potentially kill this guy. I would have to roll like, oh no, because 4, because I would be able to kill him.
The only thing is that it costs 1 extra movement to move into that space because of the special restriction.
Oh, so I only have 3, so I wouldn't be able to do it.
So you'd have to.
I'd have to
get
4.
there 4.
Oh well, that's fine. I think you already knew the answer to this, and you were just guiding me.
I mean, it's really cool, though, right?
It's what it seems like you already knew the answer.
Yeah.
But I appreciate you're not alpha gaming.
Exactly.
I'm gonna go 1, 2, 3, but then I can use this ether down here. Look at me, I solved the puzzle, Mom.
Amazing.
I'm gonna move that down there. And so that lets me plop that into my supply. That was my movement. and then I can spend this 3 on this eviscerate action, which also makes me move one of those up. It doesn't matter which one. So I can go 1, 2, 3. I think I'm going to go there.
Okay.
Just to be like next to, but better range. And then I get to attack 5 damage to this buddy. So as long as I don't roll the negative, so as long as I don't roll fire or wind, or gray.
Yep.
What's the gray one called?
The gray would be crux.
Fire or gray. Earth, wind, water, doesn't matter. Heart. Boom, 4,
Yay,
dead.
Good job.
He
You did so good.
Nice.
Well done.
Sweet.
All right, and now we only have to worry about the Briarwog. I mean, those other 2 frogs jumping around on me are they're a thing, but you know, not so bad.
Not so bad.
I've had worse.
Yeah.
Yep.
Great.
All right, and you've done all your actions, so now it is the bad guy turn. So we only have frogs and a Zapudi left.
Roll a 2. Yes.
Dose. There we go. And
I don't know what that last one does, but I bet it's scary.
Hey,
Ooh.
look at that. That's fantastic. That one is really gross. That's a 4 damage attack.
Wow.
That's not fun at all.
Well, considering I'm invincible and haven't taken any
a single point of damage. That's amazing. All right, so now it is our turn again. And I am...
well, no, they have to do their actions.
Oh, we forgot these guys. Yeah, sorry. I was just excited there.
Yeah, I know. We skipped the bad ones, but we still have to do them. They both are going to attack you.
They're both going to attack me. They're both going to attack me for 2.
Yeah.
So the first one hits me for 1 damage.
Nice.
The second one hits me for
2 damage.
2 damage.
Yeah.
Am I able to do anything? Yes. Before attacked, I'm going to block one of those and gain an ether. So I only take 2 points of damage.
Sweet.
So I'm down to 4.
Sweet.
Okay. And now the big guy is going to go. He's trying to attack anybody within 4.
So me.
Yep. And that is a 3 damage attack. He could technically hit 3 different enemies. Am I within 4?
No, you're further away.
Beautiful.
So, why are you rolling this, you piece of garbage?
So that is
I've never liked you once, and I'm not going to
2.
start now.
That's a total of, how many is that, Chris?
That's
Since I went
5.
to public school. That's 5? Yeah.
So I'm down to 4 health.
So Mr. Invincible, maybe not as invincible as you thought.
Hard cut, Matt. Well, considering I'm invincible and haven't taken any
a single...
Oh, and he heals himself.
He heals himself
fantastic. So my suicide run really was that.
But I mean, we still have 1 point of damage on him, right?
Yeah.
Oh, good. That's something.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah. All right. Now reset.
So we basically just need to run away.
I mean,
never. Why are we fighting this frog for one? You know.
Well, because he's at the end of the pass, and we've got to get through there to be able to get to the village,
to where people are screaming.
Yeah, that's the problem. We keep hearing these weird noises, and we're like, "Oh, Zapudi, get out of the way!"
I thought these were the weird noises.
Yeah, Zapudi's like, "Hey, you can't get here," and we're like, "Hey,
it's because he's a combo Zapudi, and in the town it's the blowfish.
That's
Zapudi and the blowfish.
Zapudi and the blowfish. That's good. That was good.
Honestly,
I didn't see that one coming.
I've been sitting on that for the whole time.
You're so proud of yourself.
I was just waiting for a moment. Okay, so it's our turn now.
Yes.
Let's kill some people.
Kill some. I mean, damage some enemies.
I'm healing myself with this salve.
Okay. So you get your heals there.
Yes.
Good.
I'm going back to 7.
Okay.
That feels like the correct usage of this. This is discarded.
Yeah.
Goodbye, sweet salve. And that's about as far as
as you go. Okay, well you think I'll keep dealing with the bad guys over here. So I'm gonna with my 2 that I have left, I'm gonna do my ruthless assault, and ruthless assault allows me to hit 2 different targets.
Oh, sweet! Yeah, you should go first.
2 separate attacks, which is extremely cool.
You can use this ether for it.
Absolutely. This is still an ether. It's just a dimmed ether, so it works great. So the first attack, these both have to be within 1 space of me. Both of them are going to put fires down underneath them.
Wow.
So while they're not extremely strong attacks, they're 2 separate attacks, so they could potentially be 6 points of damage overall, which is great. So the first one, that's air, so that does 2 points of damage to the first frog on top of me there. So that's number 3. I guess maybe we should have put that one onto the bottom one, huh? Well, it is what it is. So
well, we didn't know. It's going to go for either, right? Like,
yeah,
it's the
it'll
same.
go for either. And now the one on the bottom.
Because you have to choose before you roll, right?
So the one on the bottom does exactly the same thing, and he did. He very, very did.
Cool.
Awesome. And that means these are spent. So they're over here on this side, and they're available to be used when necessary.
All right. 2 to 5 range. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
I just did one thing.
1, 2, 3, 4.
I've got more to do.
Yeah. I'm just seeing like anywhere I go, I'm gonna get got no matter what. So I think I should just go to.
So put that where that frog was, and put that on top of the other frog.
Yeah.
So now that those 2 areas are there, there's fire burning underneath them, and if they don't leave, it'll be bad for them. I'm now going to do a 2 damage attack onto the one that is remaining, and I'm going to spend this fire ether that I have used previously on my stripped sword, so that way it does an additional point of damage. Except that's not the battle die. Good. That is dim, so it does a total of 3 points of damage.
Dang, we were so close.
We're so close, so very close. And that goes back to the pool. And I'm going to heal myself for 1, so I now have a total of 5 health.
All right. Well, I'll just snipe him out then to take care of him, right, with the 1 damage. Oh, but then that's the only card I could use.
Yeah, better to focus on the other guy. I mean, he only has 1 point of health, so if he's going to stay there, which most likely he will.
Because he's going to attack you.
He's going to just attack me.
What's your health at?
I've got 5. It's not great.
All right, 1, 2, 3, 4,
but it's okay.
5. Yeah, but you're still within range of his venomous splatter.
Yeah, how much health do you have, though?
I have 7.
So as long as you get closer...
Oh, then he'll just attack me.
Yeah.
Right, because it's not each person. That's the symbol for each person.
That is the symbol for each person.
So he could do water spout.
He could
but that's an align.
That's an align, and this is a number of people as well, but it has to be in this configuration.
All right, okay, so we're fine.
Yeah.
Great, okay, so I can just focus on Buddy Boy over there. All right, well, it seems logical to just do ambush.
Yeah, that's a good place to start.
Boom, dim, so it's 2. We got those 2 back down. And you know what?
He's a nice guy.
I don't think I need to move at all.
Okay.
So I don't need to do any of these.
Sure.
So why don't you heal yourself for 1?
Okay. That takes me up to 6. I feel like that may have actually been a thing that you might have wanted to do to just make sure that your health stays a little bit below mine, so he attacks me instead.
No. No, because you're at 6, I'm still at 7. Yeah. And then I need to do a card. Nothing is good.
All those cards are good.
Well, not right now. I can heal myself, or I can deal 1 damage to him. Both give me ether.
Yep. Both are great.
I haven't seen what's on the back of this, so I'm just going to heal myself.
There you go.
To get an ether.
All right. So what is on the back of this is extremely exciting, because he never moves, you can put something underneath him, and that will that'll do bad things to him. Because if you read what your dark circle says over there, what does your dark circle say there at the top? At the top,
this up here? -2.
Right. So that means every time he does an attack, it's -2 damage.
Wow.
Yeah. So that next
seems
attack,
like I should have done that freaking ages ago.
I mean, he's not hurting anybody, but maybe next time it could be a good thing.
All right.
All right. So that's the end of the turn. So now the Briar Frog is going to look around. He's going to potentially do some damage to all enemies within 2. Hopefully you're farther away. That's a thing. All right. So the good news is that guy, he's going to lash out at me and try to do some damage. So let's see.
Going to die.
He does, in fact, do 1 point of damage to me. I am going... Yeah, I'm just going to let him do the damage. It is what it is. So 5
and then he
points.
ends his turn on the fire, so the fire takes the 1 health.
Kills him.
He's dead.
He dead. He very dead.
Great.
And now it is the Briar Zaputi.
So he hits me.
He does hit you.
The fact that you just rolled that, I was going to lose it. If it was one of those, I was going to lose it. I was going to be like, I almost slapped it out of your hand.
So that'll be 4 points of damage.
4 points of damage.
And he does put some frost spikes underneath you, ice spikes. Sucks. So it causes it to be difficult terrain. So that means it'll be 2 movement to get out of that space.
That's fine. I don't care about that. That's really not a big deal. Okay.
And now it's our turn.
Yeah. Well, I'm just going to miasmic arrow right off the bat.
That's a good plan.
Right?
Yeah.
I'm just going to do that. It gets me a morphling, and it puts my special circle underneath this buddy. So now all of the attacks won't kill us.
That's a good play.
Okay, that's that. I'm going to heal myself. And I'm going to do my normal ambush attack.
So before you do that, can you, underneath it,
it says an ally.
Only an ally.
Yeah, all right, I'll heal you.
Okay.
Ooh, we designed this game so you have to work together.
I mean, it is that way on purpose.
Honestly, why did I even invite you over?
Apparently to test out your camera equipment.
I'm gonna lose it. Here we go. I do 2 damage to him.
Excellent. 2 damage. Takes him down to 15.
Yeah.
All right. So, good.
And those are my 2. That was my 1. Your turn. And I have 2 ether saved up to get something tasty.
All right. Next turn, if you can reach him from that gray circle, go over there.
Yeah, for sure.
Because that's a +2 damage.
Yeah, and I can.
And I don't think I have anything that is worthy of doing such a thing right now. So I'm gonna get a.
Well, my big splashy moves are get close up, but this one's 3, 2 to 4. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, we're good.
Yeah. All right, so I'm gonna do this and move closer. So if you can move me 3 spaces closer to him, that would be awesome.
1, 2, 3. I'm just gonna do there. Actually, no, I'm gonna do 1, 2, 3 because if he water spouts you, then you're safe there.
Good. Then I'm gonna get closer to him again, and I'm gonna pick up that blue die. Great, thank you. That was a total of 4 movement that I had, so I have plenty to grab the die and to get closer, even though it was 2 more. And then I'm going to strike him.
So you're going to suffer 2 damage.
Yep,
for
strike
doing
him
this.
Squaw in the face. It's going to be a pair, 2 for 2. And I am going to be spending. I'm not going to be spending anything because I don't have it. So I'm taking 2 points of damage for this because this is a dumb move. But
yeah, I don't know why you would do this.
Because I don't always do smart things.
Well, you make a good point.
Yep.
It's down to 13.
I am now down to 4.
You're still above me, so that's fine. All right, so his turn.
Yep.
Roll the dice.
Go.
Oh,
after I'm attacked, I get to for my reaction. I'm going to heal myself for 1, so I'm back up to 4.
But he didn't attack you. He just suffered damage.
But it's after I attack.
Oh, after you attack. Sorry, got it. Okay, 1, 2. It moved to here. Venomous splatter. It's going to attack you. Oh no, it won't attack. Oh, you piece of garbage. Range 2 to 5. But it's okay. It's only going to do 2 damage.
I know.
And now it's -2 damage.
Exactly.
So he's essentially neutralized because I'm the best character.
You are the best character.
Yeah, you don't even need to make any more characters other than this. Everyone's going to play this one.
Everyone's going to,
it does 2 damage, does nothing to me.
Yeah.
Great. Oh, we've got this locked up.
Everything equalized.
Then. Okay, great.
Yeah, it's perfect. All right, so now here we go. How much health does he have left?
13.
13. Can you do 13 points of damage on this round?
I don't know if I can.
No?
But we'll do our best.
All right. I forgot when I meant to actually make that one be something good, but just fine. Here it is. Here's how we're going to do this. Chris, tell us. How are we going to do this?
All right, we're just going to chip away and win on the next turn.
Yeah, okay. Sounds good. Well, good news is we do have 2 turns left. So that's a very good thing.
Oh, there's a turn tracker.
It's a total of 8, yeah. 8 rounds. So we've got 2 turns left.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I thought we could just drag this out.
I mean, we could drag it out if you really wanted, but it would mean we'd have to take those 2 turns however long you wanted to drag it out.
Right. Okay, so I'm going to move 1, 2, 3 to get onto this special boy.
Okay, sounds good.
So I need to start dealing lots of damage. So that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to go there for my special boy. And then I'm going to do this, which is an ambush. It's 2 to 3 range. He's 4 range away, so I'm going to use my stripped bow to do that. So I can ambush, which is does 4 damage to him then.
Okay.
Does 3 damage to him, so he's at 10. Boom. And then I'm going to use the bell tolls just for these 2. It's the most damage that I can do, so that's why I'm doing it.
Okay.
So it's 3, so 5 damage total. If I'd used a water, it would have been more, and that discounts it again, so 4 damage total. So is that 6?
6.
I think you can handle 6.
I don't know. We'll find out. I only have 5 points of health, so let's see.
Just kill yourself.
Let's see how it works. All right, I am going to smack him for 2 points of damage. and thereby taking 2 points of damage myself. That is, 2 points of damage to him and 2 points of damage to me.
Is that 4?
So he's at 4. Okay, so I'm down to 3.
Yeah, that's fine. Just kill him.
Yep, and then I'm going to have reacted and moved back 1 space, and I get a ether for doing so. Ooh, sweet, which is a morph. That's exactly what I wanted. Then I am going to heal myself. I'm going to dim this so that I can get an extra health, so that gives me back up to 5.
Yeah, we got this locked, no problem.
Totally got this. Then I'm going to use this ether to be able to turn this into a fire.
Nice.
Great.
We all started out with one of these potions. And they're pretty cool, and I've been trying to get a dimmed thing the entire game just to use it.
Yeah.
So your dim goes away, right?
Yes. It is what it is. And then I'm going to spend...
Oh, you had a dim there? I thought you were used that dim.
Yeah, no, I had it over here.
Got it.
It has to be an active pool.
Yeah.
So now I'm going to use these 2 die to be able to do my strange chatter, which will allow me to do 3 points of damage and put down a bad circle underneath him. And my bad circle is that he suffers a point of damage, plus he does 1 less point of damage.
All right.
So strange chatter is going to do a total of 3 points of damage.
So he's down to 1.
Down to 1.
Wow. I know what's going to happen.
Yeah, we hope we know what's going to happen. That's now going underneath him. So
what a good swap.
He's going to suffer 1 point of damage at the end of his turn, hopefully.
Let's see, as long as you don't roll a 3, right?
Right.
So 1. Boop. Shoots in a straight line. Can't hit any of us.
Yep.
Zaputi is so...
He's so frustrated.
He's so frustrated.
He's got like one of his eyeballs hanging out at this point.
His cameras have not been working the way he wants, and he's just spitting.
Spitting fire.
He's so mad he could spit.
Fire, fire. Yeah. And now it is our turn again.
Well, no, but he goes, boom, takes 1 damage.
And he's over. High five. Look at us.
That was fun.
Team Best Boy.
That was fun.
It was fun.
Yeah. This is normally where I would break down like, oh, what do you like about the game? But like, well, you've played a bajillion of it. I'll just talk. Maybe I'll do like a separate final thoughts where I can compare it to all the games that
you can definitely do that by yourself. Yes,
that's
a great idea. One thing that I will say, if I can say this, I've played this game a lot, and that's fair.
You've probably played this scenario a lot.
I've played this scenario a ton of times.
Yeah.
What's the most interesting for me is we've got almost all, we have everything except for we have all of the scenarios have been completely planed out. They're in a final play testing right now. I've play tested all of them with the exception of the very, very last 5 for the final set, which I'm extremely excited to play. And I will tell you that once it's very fun to do the learning curve and start to understand and see patterns and things that you can put together. And one thing that I think is really unique is I almost used every single card that I have, which I really like. I like the fact that there's a lot of different things that are available to you, and you're not always forced to play the same 2 cards. You never have a turn where you feel like you just don't do anything. Yeah. Even when you were like, well, what do I do now? Well, I could still do something.
Yeah, yeah. Like well, like I think that these make sure that you always can do something consistent, right? Correct. And so like having that consistent experience, I think is really nice. And yeah, even it's like I can't do anything. It's because I couldn't do a bunch of damage, but you have to like, there's the ebb and the flow of it, right? You can't just be laying down One Punch Man turns every time. You have to build up to it. Yeah, I really liked the flipping of these cards.
It's nice,
right? It didn't matter to me that I didn't know what was on the back. It was kind of like a nice surprise. Of course, as you play like the character, you're gonna know. When you level, like if I was to level up Shadow Piercer, do I get a whole new set of 7 cards?
So that's a great question. As you're going through the process and you're learning and you're earning new things and you're kind of evolving as you go, you're going to have access to new cards throughout that. Once you have gained access to all those different cards, you'll have, I think it's something like 8 or 9 cards that you'll be able to choose from, and then you'll evolve into the next thing, and you'll have a new set of cards that'll be available for you, a new basic set. You'll have sometimes upgraded pieces of these that'll be available for you. You'll also have a special thing that happens at the very beginning of each turn that is just unique to what you chose to do. Which is very cool. I really like that ability, and getting to see that side of it is very fun. You'll also, throughout the game, there are 2 NPCs, I guess is the best way to call them. There's M&M, which are kind of the people that follow you around and have the merchant. So you'll have access to be able to take a look at some of their stuff. And you also have Silky, who's kind of like talking you through things and explaining stuff to you. And one thing we didn't do in this book that in theory you would be doing during the game is after you kill the Grove Tender, you're going to read an excerpt from what they're doing. But I figured since we were just kind of going through things, we would do. But that also is how that they start creating stuff.
Each one of the, like, for each of those things. Okay, cool.
Yeah, so when you killed the Grove Tender, you would read here that they looked at the Grove Tender's body and they realized, oh, hey, if we take a piece of this guy and then we add something else to it, I think we can make this really cool item for you.
Oh,
so they're creating stuff off of the backs of the things that you destroy along the way. And then now, hey, there's a new information encounter conclusion. So you'll hear about what happened, and you'll hear these where you're going next and why you're going to that location. And so there's a lot of information and fun stuff that's in there. But I will say that the absolute most cool thing for me as a player, just exciting as a player, is when you see these characters in their new leveled up forms and their new classes and the new things that they can do. And you've been playing them one way, and now that new evolution of them makes you feel like, oh, it still feels like the same character, but with a whole new slew of cool stuff to do.
Yeah, I think, well, that's a huge fun of campaign games, is seeing the evolution, right? The reason why Legacy is fun and Campaign's fun is because you have that growth over the course of a game, and you see your characters evolve.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, I like that the health also was tight. I like that we made some dumb decisions, and then we still had enough time, but I like that I was feeling, oh, maybe there's a little bit of tension of the 8 rounds that I forgot about, which you did say earlier on. But I thought you were saying that as like, oh, it usually takes 6 to 8 rounds. No, you have 8 rounds to do it.
Yeah.
I like that's like that sort of puzzle aspect. I mean, essentially, in Gloomhaven or something like that, you also have that sort of round counter depending upon your fatigue, right? So it just like creates that. Universally, pretty solid.
Yeah, and not every single mission is a destroy all the bad guys. There are follow missions and hunting missions. There's different ways and things that you have to do, different quests and stuff that will give you different opportunities to do different things. There will always be bad guys on the map for you to deal with, but you have to deal with them in a different way sometimes, which is pretty cool.
Well, that was very exciting. I'll do a follow-up. Or I'll at least talk about a crowdfunding countdown for sure about like that additional stuff. Maybe do a little follow up if you all want like comparisons or differences. Happy to do that as well. And the only thing left, I think, is to have a musical montage at the end.
I think that's a great idea.
Unless there's something else that we have to say. This should be out. This video is out on the day.
Yeah, on launch day.
On launch day.
Yeah.
So that launch day is today. If you're watching this, it's out.
It's out. Come support us. Please back our game. The base price is $99, and you're getting 60 hours of campaign that can be played 20 to 30 minutes per player. You only have to play with 2 of the characters. You don't have to four-hand it if you're being solo, which is great. You can put people in. You can take people out. The game automatically advances based on, hey, you've got 2 players. You just put in this number of people as opposed. So everything's super easy to roll through with your game group no matter what.
I'm just going to show this other side to the camera too right now. Like this is where you could keep track of like health if you had the space. I know you said you were working on a different thing, so it might not
slightly different system. I think
might not
we'll
be
see how
final.
it goes.
And then like this, it can expand if you have more different types of monsters. Right? You could have those too.
There'll be some that have 4 monsters or 5 monsters in it, so you'll have this open to 2 pages. So you might have the situation where you have multiple different types of things that are going on, because each encounter is unique and different.
Yeah, in terms of table space, I really like that. Like, I don't have a huge table. And it's even halved because of the camera, basically. And we're playing on like half of the Gatleg IKEA table, and like we were able to do 2 people, and even Figured if we had 2 more people,
Yeah, you
easily could do it over there.
Absolutely.
These cards, I know you said that they're usually out there, but if you're hurting for space,
Yeah,
you could hold them in your hand and then just flip them when it happens.
Mhm.
I like seeing them all out there. It gives you like it really lets you survey your options in a way, like it's designed for that way, but just like
But just like you were showing, in each corner, we have the opportunity to show you, this is what you up here, this is something you're spending, this is something you're gaining, so at least you'll be able to look through and be able to figure it out from there.
Yeah.
So
yeah, all in all, pretty fun. Thanks for teaching, Wes.
Yeah,
I will say, like, playing this in the comfort of my home and just hanging out with you, I enjoyed this a lot more than I did at PAX.
Yeah, I mean, PAX is a really loud location, and this is the full game.
Right.
The demo version, we only had 3 of these cards available for you, and you only had 1 reaction card, so it was a little different.
It felt like I was like, oh, okay, I know the moves that the demo is showing me.
Right.
I think that's just the nature of a demo, and I haven't done I've done a few demos, and I think I rebel against a lot of demos because I'm like, just let me figure it out and sink my teeth into it. So like really playing it right now, put a much higher esteem of like the possibilities that exist, and I think it's pretty neat. Yeah. So okay. So I want to premise this song. Addax Games made this song.
Yes.
And it's incredible. So we're going to finish off with a musical song of the coverage for Room and Board of Rove. I forget the lyrics, so we'd sing it along. But thanks everybody for watching. My name's Chris George.
My name is Wes the Flamingo.
And I don't know. I don't have a catchphrase. So
you got one? Squawk Squad. That's what it is.
Squawk Squad.
Squawk Squad.
Squawk Squawk in the Squawk Squad.
That's right.
Roll the music.
Tell your friends to come on over. Take the lead as a rover. Welcome to Rove. Thank you, Chris. Oh, thank you, Room and Board, for covering Rove. Yeah, the game is on its way to you. We can't wait to see what you do with your upcoming review. Thank you, Chris. Oh, thank you, Room and Board, for covering Rove. Addax Games appreciates you. Yeah, Addax Games appreciates you.
I think you're going to be the only one that's going to use it in the video, and I think it's glorious.
Yeah. Oh, 100% I was going to use it in the video. There's no world in which I wasn't using this in the video. I was like, I would rather just play this for 3 hours as a video.
Thank you, Chris. Oh, thank you, Room and Board, for covering Rove. Yeah, the game is on its way to you. We can't wait to see what you do with your upcoming review. Thank you, Chris. Oh, thank you, Room and Board, for covering Rove. Addax Games appreciates you. Yeah, Addax Games appreciates you.
Ten tech issues later.
This is one of the worst filming experiences I've had in like years. You'll record when I say you record.
I will do that very thing. So that's my movement.
Tell your friends to come on over. Take the lead as a rover.
Instead of the black design Sony that he has above our heads,
It's a white design
a
Sony.
white design Sony.
It's gonna have the same f***ing problem, except it's gonna be upside down.
Except it'll be willy-nilly in the wrong direction. And what you don't know is that when the camera shuts down, it makes this really cute chime sound. It goes ding, and then we both look up, and the camera goes and it just closes. So here we go.
Hold that thought, Wes.
Hold that thought, Wes. He has squoze behind handsome flamingo and is now looking in the other closet. You wouldn't know it, but in this particular room, there are 3 different closets for which he... Oh, 4, actually. I've just noticed another behind the sheet.
Yeah, this will probably be better. God, you're so smart. I could just suck your little face.
I'm so glad that's on camera. He has a stick. He has a stick, folks. He might be hitting me with it.
I've got a C-stand.
He's got a new stand. It apparently is much broad. Oh, holy crap. It's very broad. It's an extremely large stand. I wish I could show this to you. I'll do my best to describe it. Like the Hindenburg going on its navigation journey. It's inaugural.
I don't think this is the right call to do.
It's a huge stick. Chris, how did your house burn down? Well, you see, there's this one plug in my room. It's got like 9 things in it. This is a black variant. Over here is a dark metal version to go with the dark black camera. Now that we're bringing out the white camera, apparently we need the silver stand to go with this particular one. It puts the batteries in the camera, or else it gets the cord again.
Yeah. This was the worst decision anyone could have made.
It's a very, very overbuilt stand.
For the small camera.
If you can see this tiny handshot camera on...
Make sure that you're really heavy duty. That's how we do it. I don't think any of this is making the cut.
It's gonna be so good though. But they're exactly the same camera.
Yeah,
they're literally the same camera.
Well, I think we can maybe swap in and out to give the other one time to cool. That's my thinking.
The native George in his wild environment is caressing the camera, looking for the appropriate button to restart.
Why do I have to do this every time? Oh, it's the top.
It's the top.
I thought it was that.
He cannot no longer mess with the bottom. So when one dies, and you notice that the angle is slightly changed, you will know why. It's because we've switched in between the 2 different cameras. Hey Wes, I know you're in this awesome convention. You know, it's only like an hour and a half, and we can come to my house and we can film some stuff. It was super fun. Let me put out my shittiest camera equipment possible.
It's my best camera equipment possible. Welcome to Room and Board. Yeah, that's fun. That's good.
Yeah.
It's a lot better than how I experienced it at PAX.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.